Welcome to my channel. I'm Teeblessed, and this is Tidbits with Teeblessed. Thank you for coming to my channel. If you've never been here before, I have other videos down below. Please like, share, and subscribe. You may have to sign in to an account to actually like or share or subscribe. Also, I'm just on here giving tidbits, little bits of wisdom and knowledge, just sharing some motivation, because we're all on this journey of life. So welcome. So a little tidbit about me. This past week has been sort of rough, roller coaster of emotions, and what am I going to do besides continue to push forward, encourage myself, and continue to move on. So my tidbit for today is, I'm drowning in debt. Living beyond your means, and how do we stop this madness? I'm drowning in debt. Living beyond your means, and how to stop the madness. So debt is simply the state of owning money. You owe money. There's a documentary called Maxed Out, and it focuses on credit card debt. You probably can view it somewhere on YouTube, but I recommend you watching it. I can remember going away to college and for the first time learning some valuable lessons. Lessons, in fact, about spending money that I really didn't have. My father, who is financially savvy, would always say, look, money doesn't grow on trees. Because one thing about my daddy, he doesn't play with or about his money. So I can also remember going away to college for the first time, and companies all lined up in the quad, waiting, trying to lure immature, financially unaware young people into debt by offering them a free gift if they signed up for a line of credit, some cheesy little teddy bear or some cheap snack. What many young people didn't realize, you opened up that line of credit that they, I think at the time, was giving us like $250 or $500. And when you was now spending this money, somebody had to pay that money back. So I get it. We have to establish some form of credit. It's the American way. We have to do it. But the difference between establishing credit and being in debt, those are two different kinds of conversations. Did you know that the typical American household debt is $137,063? Did you know that? Why do we do it? Why? Why are we living paycheck to paycheck? Borrowing money each week sometimes. If we have a savings, we're pulling money out the savings to use the money from week to week. What are we doing? What is really going on? I have a clue. We're trying to keep up with everybody. So before social media was available to rub in our faces every fun thing that our family and friends were doing, making us wish that we could go on that vacation that they went on, or get that newest this or the newest that, there were those Joneses. Now, some of my younger audience might say, the Joneses, who is that? You know, the Joneses. Back in the day, the Joneses were that family that everybody was trying to keep up with. And it wasn't the Kardashians at the time, it was the Joneses. They were this family that everybody wanted to be. Because the Joneses had the latest car. The Joneses had the latest home. The Joneses had the latest this. But see, the thing that people didn't realize, they didn't know how the Joneses were really living. They didn't know what the Joneses had to do to keep up that status. They really didn't know if the Joneses were eating beans every night just to survive. But all they knew was what was presented in front of them. So what we have to do is look at our spending behavior. It's not always the fact that we don't make enough money. Not always. Now, in some cases, I get it. Things are expensive. The cost of living is high. But most of the time, we are living beyond our means. Question: do we have to eat lunch out every day? I mean, we can probably pack our lunch at least 5 of those days, even 6 of those days. Some of us are eating breakfast and lunch out. And that's just one person in the household. What are we doing? We have to do better. We have to change our lifestyle. So you're going to have to sacrifice something. And it may not be for a long time. You may have to sacrifice it 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, maybe a year. But if you sacrifice some things, then you can probably afford to pay off some of those little small bills. And then once you start paying down some of those little small bills, eventually you'll be able to start putting money down on those bigger bills. Guess what? We're addicted to it. All of it. We're addicted. We want the latest device. We want the latest technology. We want the latest cars. We want the latest brand of makeup. We want the latest shoes, the latest tennis shoes. If somebody has it and it looks good, we want it. Do we have to buy our children the iPhone 10, 11, or whatever crazy number they're about to go up to, and they're in the 3rd grade? I don't know about that. Do they have to get the latest everything? Do we have to get the latest everything? Now, I guess sometimes we want some things and it's okay to splurge. But what I'm saying is we cannot make that a habit, that we're doing that all the time. If we're going to plan to go on vacations, because a lot of times people can't even go on vacations because they're spending a lot of money, they're not careful on what they're doing, and then they are wishing they can go on vacation. And sometimes you can go on those vacations if you put a budget in place, you plan it, put money aside. You have to write things down and be so meticulous about what you're doing. Because a lot of time, once you look at what you're really doing and how much you're really spending, you're going to be shocked. Sometimes it might make you even a little sick that you are spending all that money. Come on, think about it. There have been times when you haven't had a lot of money and you think back how you were just spending money and being wasteful. We've all been there. So what we have to do is figure out how we're going to stop this madness. I'm drowning in debt. How to stop living above our means. We have to stop doing that. Sometimes we have to take a class on how to be more financially aware. Because if you don't know, you just don't know. If you was never taught it, you just don't know. And that's okay. Because guess what? That's what life is all about. Learning, growing, maturing, being better. Getting out of debt, I'm telling you, can help you. Most people who are bogged down in debt have so much stress and anxiety. It's so much stress and anxiety. And if you can learn how to be more meticulous about what you're doing and your spending habits, a lot of that stress, a lot of that anxiety will begin to slowly melt away. Proverbs 22:7 says, "The rich rule over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender." Let me tell you, you know me about my affirmations. I say quite often, I am a lender and not a borrower. The works of my hand are blessed. My finances are blessed. My family is blessed. The things that I do is blessed. I am a blessing to others. I say that kind of stuff, and I mean it. And when I have opportunities to bless others, I do that. Let's take our lives back. Let's save some money. Let's invest money. And in that whole investment thing, if we don't know how to do it, we need to gather our family members together, gather some girlfriends together. Let's go learn. Let's own property. We have to do that. Let's stop giving these renters all of this money and it means nothing at the end of the day. Let's leave financially responsible children. Let's leave a legacy to our children, to our grandchildren, to our great-grandchildren. I'm drowning in debt, living beyond your needs, and how to stop the madness. Well, that's my tidbit for today. Please like, share, and subscribe. Remember, I'm Teeblessed, and this was Tidbits with Teeblessed. See you next time. Bye.